thanks to everybody today for tuning in and coming to listen to me rant a little bit. I know, I kind of went around on topic there, but thanks for following, and please subscribe, and I hope everybody has a good long weekend. I know school's coming back, so let's make sure we're doing the best we can with the time we get with our children, because being consistent in their lives is also very important. Okay, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
Awesome. So recently I did a video in response to my Jay Bonham. He is a good friend of mine. In case you didn't watch the video, it's the one before this. I said that I would be doing that video that day. Didn't happen. Anyways, I'm gonna get to it. Tools for consistency. Dun dun dun. Also, in case you're wondering why this thing keeps going in and out, it's a brand new camera. So, tools for consistency. Motivation. How do we get motivated about things? I guess the biggest thing is just finding your why. Why are you doing it? Do you enjoy doing it? Or is it just something that you've decided you're going to do just because? Because bottom line is, you need to have a why factor. You need to have something that's going to motivate you, that's going to push you to want to complete or do the things that you need to do. And consistency really does stem from that motivation. So, if you're not doing the thing that you need to be doing, why are you doing it in the first place? Why don't you change that? Do something that you like. That is always the right answer. Always go for the things you enjoy doing. Some people will say, yeah, but you don't learn if you don't struggle. True, you don't learn if you don't struggle, but I would rather struggle doing something I enjoy than go out and do something that I don't really enjoy and I'm struggling the entire time and I'm not getting anything from it. So if it's not feeding your why or what you're passionate about, it can basically make you very paralyzed and feel like you can't do anything. So figure out what your needs and your wants are, and find a way that you can meet your needs through the things that you're doing. Because again, that's going to build that motivation. That's going to allow you to be consistent. If you're trying to align yourself with something that doesn't really meet any of your needs, you're going to fall off. And so you have to be very cautious of the different routes that you're taking, and that you're not just doing things because you think you need to do it, but you don't actually need to do it. Like, don't put yourself in a predicament where it's like you're wasting your time. It doesn't make sense to do that. So, if you can't figure out, if you're doing something that you have to do, you're just like, yeah, well, I'm going to have to stay in this area. This is kind of where I've decided to keep myself. You need to figure out how to link that with yourself and how to create that motivation and create that need for you at a deeper level than just what's there. So do more research if you have to. The more research that you do, it will actually open up and allow you to see more of the needs and desires that could be met through it. That could be the difference between you feeling that connection to it and not feeling that connection to it. So just constantly seek out your why and your needs, and you should be good. What happens when tragedy happens, though? So say all of a sudden there's a change that goes on or a loss, and no longer are you able to have your needs being met, your why being met. This is really hard for a lot of people, me especially. I have been through so much in my life that it seems like I'm constantly walking on a tightrope, trying to balance my energies and feel okay and go to the next day and go to the next mission in my life to accomplish the things that I want to do. So something that I learned was like, your energy is your motivation. If you find yourself sitting there doing nothing, and like you will end up just going in a repetitive cycle. So you need to get up. You need to face the world and face your day, basically. If that means that you roll out of bed and you start dancing erratically, like I typically do, I turn on my music because it seems to help me get energy flow back into my system. I do that. That builds that energy, and it allows you to try to be more motivated and go towards those things that you're desiring. So if that means that you have to do that on a pattern, then you do it a pattern. That's what I do. Another thing is your 5-minute rule. So I don't know if you've ever heard of the 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule was something that was come up with by a female neurologist. So she had been doing investigations on the brain and how it works. And in fact, there's that chemical configuration inside your brain, and when you count down from 5, if you're having a very stressful moment, it will actually allow you to like basically rewrite your brain and get you motivated again. So as long as you're making a consistent action every time, give it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boop, done, go for it. That's kind of how she works. And another thing with that is that you can only really give or create motivation and drive if you give it meaning. So that's why your why factor is so important. And that's why if you can't figure it out and you still have to be in that situation, you need to research and you need to find out a way to connect it. Because it's like going down a street and not having like a map. I mean, yeah, eventually you'll get there, but it'll be really stressful and it'll take you a lot longer. But if you have your map, then at least you can navigate through and you can, go at it hard. So, yeah. And there's another thing that kind of goes along with that waking up idea that I was talking about. So there's a lot of people that suffer from mental disabilities and disorders, and I'm one of them. I get really, really bad anxiety and depression and PTSD. It's a struggle, but honestly, the biggest thing is just being open with your emotions and being honest and not lying to the people that are around you and trying to pretend like everything's okay when it's not. Sometimes those pent-up emotions can cause a lot of turmoil in all areas of your life, and that can actually cause you to be less motivated. It can make your consistency levels drop really low. So if you need to seek help, seek help. Don't be afraid to be open with the people that you can trust and that are close to you. For me, a lot of the people in my life who I value and who are always there for me whenever I need them, they know that I struggle quite a lot. They have seen me through my ups and through my downs, and yet they still love and respect me, and those are the types of people that you need. And us as individuals, we also need to be able to do that for other people, because yes, we all need to handle our own shit, but we are here in humanity meant to have human connection, and the way that we can relate with another person is through that human connection, and that means the shit too. That means those thoughts in your head and that feeling like you're not able to do something, because we all suffer from that some days. So just do your best to, realize what you're going through, and if you are suffering from some flashbacks or memory relapses, and you are constantly in this state of past versus present, or even future versus present, for anxiety, you really need to center yourself and find a way to navigate back so that you can continue forward and you can be motivated. So that is going to help you to be consistent. And that also means that if you are one of those people that has triggers, you need to be aware of your triggers, and you need to proactively do things that are going to help you get rid of some of those triggers, and that's going to protect you from those triggers, at least until you can get kind of a base, and allow you to help yourself with your emotions and the things that you're going through, because it's going to cause doubt, and you're just not going to be very, very good in anything. And so, Jason Bonham, my buddy, who really allowed me to start doing this video, he just talking about how you do something is how you do anything. True enough. So make sure you take care of your mind, because that's the first step, right? That's what's going to get you consistency throughout everything else, right? Is as long as your brain is in check and you're feeling okay and you're ready to take on the world. So take small steps. Another thing is, if you feel like you can't get out of bed, take a small step. Roll out of bed if you have to. Try brushing your teeth with the opposite hand. That helps to start up different parts of your brain than what you usually would by brushing your teeth with the other hand. Even that is an accomplishment for some people, so just doing that's huge. Make your bed every morning. That's another really big thing. Some people forget to do it, and it sets your day up properly when you do that on a consistent level. If you want to develop your consistency to a higher level and be able to do things in the workplace and stuff, then even a small step like making your bed can be a huge difference. So do that. You'll feel better. You'll go into a nice made bed and you'll be like, damn, this is perfect. That's what I do. Obviously, I struggle with that some days, but there are important things that I am very consistent with. I'm consistent with how I am with people. I do my very best at work, and I consistently give the effort that I need to. When it comes to, writing my book, very consistent. If people need me, I think mainly my biggest thing is I'm consistent with the people around me and providing them with what they need in a timely manner. I haven't always been consistent, so I don't want to say that I'm always consistent, because I'm not. I'm human. It happens, but pick yourself up and you try again. Taking a multivitamin, meditation. Meditation's been huge for me for the last little bit. It's helped me to build up that consistency. It doesn't happen overnight, but if you continue at doing it, it will eventually reciprocate into other areas. And yeah. So you guys already know, like, I've gone through a lot of ups and downs. I said I struggle with anxiety and depression. I've had a lot of bad relationship breakups, drug problems, eating. I've had my friends die one day after the other due to drug-induced overdoses. I have had friends die who were super healthy bodybuilders. I have had abuse happen, not just to me, but to people I love in front of me on a regular basis. I've been in narcissistic relationships. I have been sexually assaulted. I have been through a lot of things, and I do sometimes get down on myself, and I guess my main thing is just always trying to be as resilient as possible and to do the things that I can to help people. So my why factor is I want to help people. I want to allow others to see resiliency and be able to come into their own and be okay with who they are and realize that, like, it's okay to struggle, but being aware and fighting for your own happiness is huge. So as you can see, I get really emotional about that. So that's my why. It links directly to me because I have had to deal with so much, and I have had to come out on top of that and really face some of those demons that I have. So anything I do, I will be basing it off of that and off of allowing people to have a positive outlook and positive life. So that's mine. The habits that I'm doing currently in order to be consistent, making my bed, that sort of thing. So it's going good. It's funny, I was just looking on Facebook and I had a quote from 5 years ago talking about how, or 3 years ago talking about how in 5 years, if you're not at the state that you saw yourself, what have you done in order to make yourself get to that, or whatever. And it's funny that it's only been 3 years. I have 2 years left. And currently I've already finished my book. I'm starting to do these videos. I'm starting to work on a podcast. I have gone to multitude of events. I've done lots of traveling. I'm off to go do another movie coming up here. And it just seems like I wrote down my goals, and I can tell that I am truly passionate about making them an achievement, and that is huge. And I think it comes down to every time things happened to me, I allowed myself to realize it was for me, and I used that as a tool to develop some kind of consistency. And even though it was I was consistently being bombarded with tragedies and things, I still managed to find my way through it. And I think that that's what everybody needs to do, is that no matter what, if you keep struggling, keep fighting, keep going at it, eventually it will pay off. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to fight for your happiness, and you have to fight for your why factor, and just do what you can and give yourself the resources that you need in order to make that happen. Anyways, this was a long video. I'm sorry, but that's kind of how I feel. And if you guys have any comments or things you want to say that help with consistency, please drop me a comment. I'm always looking for comments from people. I love it. And like, subscribe, follow my other channels or whatever. my Instagram, Robbiv, I think. Yeah, Robbivm. And I also have Snapchat, which is kind of fun too. Robbiv. It's just more fun daily stuff on there. So I will catch you guys later, and thanks for watching.